Schools Rugby League.
Game for the Canon RSSRM Trophy, Trinity College versus S.Thomas College, Anuhas Korituaku versus Yahan Bulat Singhalage, and it's going to be a game for the ages, I'm sure. If the weather is anything to go by, it's fantastic conditions for rugby out here, and I'm in the commentary box stuck between two former Trinity and front rowers, and it's going to be a tight squeeze for me. Yeah, that's for sure. We have with us S.W. Chang, former Trinity prop and former Trinity hooker. Sudarshan Apir is also in the commentary box. Gentlemen, it is a game to be really look forward to.
A very good evening to all our viewers joining us on the Papare. Yes, Shanak, it's a game that everybody is looking forward to. First game of the season, and it's the Canon. How often do you have that? The last time I remember was in 2007. We traveled to CRN FC, and the result was not in the favor of the Trinitians, but Trinitians here will hope that they start off on a positive note at home.
Well, that's 17 years ago, Sudarshana, and I'm sure you would want the favor to be returned this time around. SW, first match of the season, always a difficult one to go in from a coaching point of view and also from a player's point of view. You're always a little bit nervous, and especially when it's a big trophy game on offer. How do you think these teams will go? St. Thomas's haven't been in the winning habit for a while, so do you think it'll be better for them, or is it better for Trinity, who have a little bit more to lose?
Well, good evening, Shanaka. I think absolutely right, because the thing is, as nerves will come into play a lot, because sometimes some of the players might be wearing their jersey for the very first time in their lifetime, and those things will come in. The team, the players that settles first and try to get into the game faster and better, it will be for the team that gets in there and make the first call.
Well, we saw the spectators, and we saw the Trinity section of the terraces, and we are now seeing the Thomian section of the terraces as well. I'm hoping they will all have a good time. Here's the weather. It's a max of 31 degrees, and it feels a lot cooler than that. It feels more like it's about the 26-27 region at the moment. There's not a strong wind to talk about, so I don't think that will be a factor, but the rain clouds seem to be gathering over us from the left side of the ground, coming over to the right side. So you've played here a bit, Sudarshana. Are we to expect some rain later on this evening?
I strongly hope that the skies will hold, Chanaka, because there is a wind that comes through Pallekele from time to time, left to right as well. So that should take care of those cloud that's gathering up here. And even when it does rain, Pallekele normally dries up pretty well. And it's a very good surface to play on.
Outstanding start to the season yesterday, of course, to Dialog Schools Rugby Season 2024. And here's the section of the glamorous section of the crowd, actually, that have come into this famed grandstand as we watch the teams warming up. Here's Trinity, everyone wearing the number 1 on their back. Tell us a little bit about that, Sudarshana. What was the genesis of this, everyone wearing a number 1?
So this actually started off in 2005, Shanika. It was introduced by a coach named Nigel Croner. And the idea behind it is you work to be number 1. It was the motto that you wanted to follow is to be number 1 and beyond. So that's something when you get into the first 15 squad you're inspired by. So Trinity is still going behind that, and everybody on the day can be the number 1.
Well, SW, you were the number 1, weren't you? I wasn't old enough to remember you playing, but you were probably the loose head, I would imagine. But we'll talk about SW's number 1 jersey as well, which he wore for Trinity and for the Havelocks, and see whether these blue jerseyed boys can put up a better show than the second 15ers put on just a short while ago. Trinity romping home in that one, 78 points to 5, and hopefully for Thomian fans watching in Colombo, there will not be a repeat performance in the first 15. We'll be back after the break. And we are awaiting our team cards, of course, up here in the commentary box, which hopefully we will get soon. And we will be able to bring you live action in just a few moments once the teams are introduced to the chief guest. SW, we were talking about the number 1 jersey of Trinity College just before we went into the commercial break. That's a jersey you wore with pride as well. How much do you think the set pieces, especially the scrums, are going to play a part today? Because yesterday we saw Vidyartha beating St. Joseph's quite easily. And in the end, it was the set pieces. Their scrum and line-out were excellent yesterday. People will talk about their back play, but their scrum and line-out was superb. How do you think these two teams will fare?
Well, I think, Shanaka, both teams or every team must have their set pieces properly done and properly coached and got everything done, because that's where your restarter, the advantage of having a line out. After you have got a penalty, you kick the ball right down about 40-50 meters down, and if you lose your line out, the whole purpose of going into that corner and having a line out is lost. So you got to have your restarters, the set pieces properly, thoroughly coached. And the sad thing is, once again, I was saying this earlier too, Shanaka, we should be playing the under 20 laws of the game, where the driving can come in at the scrummages. Here the scrummages can be driven only 1.5 meters, and most of the schools don't make use of that either. So in turn, we might lose some of the forwards to come into the bigger picture for the national team. And to say that, also there are 19 plus boys playing on the pitch.
Yes, that's a good point, SW, because when we come into international competition as well, you need to be able to really step up at that kind of level at the tight 5, which is where we've been found wanting. Although I think the Sri Lanka tight 5 that played against India and Kazakhstan recently did really put their hand up, Pira. That's something that these boys will look forward to. They would have taken a lot from those 2 games. It's Sri Lanka playing after a long time, but seeing them win and win handsomely would have given a lot of impetus to these young schoolboys.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a fantastic tournament. There's no doubt about that. You're right. The front 5 did very well to put their hand up. At the same time, you take that 5 off and see what you have got coming up from the reserves. I'm sure you will not find that might have a 5 coming in.
The cheering is for the Thomian team, who are arrowheading their way back into the dressing room to change out of their warm-up jerseys and come back in their traditional blue and black hoops. And here are the 2 groups. We have Group 1A, where we've got Isipatana St. Anthony's, DS, Trinity, St. Thomas's, Science at Dharmaraja, and Sri Sumangala, the new entrant to this particular group. Isipatana probably the favorites here, Sudarshana. And looking at somebody to make up the second place, that's going to be an interesting tussle. DS probably the favorites for that as well. And then we've got Group 2A, St. Peter's Royal, huge 2 teams there. St. Joseph's, maybe not what it was of the past. Vidyartha, Wesley, Kingswood, Zahira, and Thurston.
2 very interesting groups, Shanika. Really, really interesting groups, because yes, you do have those front-runner favorites that you would mark out, but there could be surprises springing up, especially given the fact that if you look at Group 1A, there are 4 Trinity teams, beg your pardon, the Kandy teams playing. So that's going to be crucial when these teams have to keep traveling to Kandy, that fatigue and also that home-based advantage the Kandy teams might get from having multiple games in Kandy. Group 2A is going to be very, very competitive. Vidyartha put their hand up yesterday, and you have the likes of St. Peter's College and Royal, who are going to be fiery from that side, and also Wesley College has been one of those teams that have really impressed pre-season.
Looking at these 2 groups, SW, do you think that there's any team that could go through unbeaten? It looks unlikely to me, given how competitive this is.
Yeah, Shanaka, very unlikely, very unlikely. Yesterday we saw the first of hyped up first game, favorites St. Joseph's coming second end of the game, and you're right, whether a team can go unbeaten is a big question. My thing is whether we could predict a team to be at the top 2 is another question. It'll be very difficult, because I think the competition is very, very competitive this year. Maybe even the newcomers will give up a fight, and they are not going to be easy pushovers.
Certainly not. I don't think we can see any pushovers in Group 1A or 2A. And here's the Canon Dicerum Trophy, the shield. Although it's called the trophy, it is a shield. And that has changed hands quite a few times over the course of its duration. And Trinity are finally ready. They've had their first huddle before their first game in their home ground. And you can hear the home support clapping their team in. And the coaching staff, all good Kandy native boys who've been up here and played here. Lasita Attanagoda, the forwards coach, and of course head coach Fazil Marija, who is no stranger to the Kandy town. He's an absolute hero here in Kandy. And it is Viraj Prasantha also, the forwards coach, and Lasita who looks over the scrums. It's going to be a really interesting battle of the coaches, two guys who know each other very well, Fazil and Anuranga Walpola, Pira.
Absolutely, the two coaches are going to go at each other with full force. Opening game of the season. This will set the tone for your rest of the season. And what you just saw momentarily was the Canon RS Deserum Shield and also the NS Walter Trophy. Awarded to, it used to be awarded to the under 18 game, but which has now become the second 15 game. So Trinity regaining that and will be looking to defend the Canon RS, which has gotten accustomed to the cool climbs of Kandy in the past couple of years.
Ashanaka and Sudarshan, I was so happy today to see the second 15 game on. We had not had second 15 games on for some time. We had the under 16 and the under 17 playing. And the second 15 we'll have the takeaway. I mean the dropouts of the possible teams. So possibilities were playing, and I think that's a good thing, and hopefully that every team will continue and have that second 15 game on.
Well, let's wait and see how it pans out. We'll be back very soon after the break. Two teams are escorted out. A proud moment for both these captains. Nanuhas Kodituakku will be leading his team out. Yehan Bulat Singhala will be leading his team out, although he doesn't look like he's going to be playing today. And both schools very traditional rivals, but at the same time close friends from the Anglican tradition, and a lot of history shared, a lot of historical values shared between these two schools, and I'm sure we'll see that playing itself out today on the pitch as well. So a big blow for the Thomians not having their skipper in the lineup. He's easily the best player on that team last year, and be a big blow for him not to captain the Canon RS Deserum trophy, but not everything goes your way, as Trinity found out, much to their detriment over this week, losing a squad member as well. And our condolences here from the entire crew at the Papare to Shabir's family and his teammates. Have a minute's silence, memory of Shabir Ahmed.
All glory be to you, Almighty God, our Father. We thank and praise you for giving us what we thank you for giving us body, mind, and spirit to teach praise your holy and most glorious name. Father, as we welcome this season, this year, we do for the colleges, S.Thomas and Trinity, the friendship and the camaraderie over the years, the connection and the bond that we maintain over the years. Father, we thank you for this lovely evening, the atmosphere. And also, Father, we remember the great honors, our brother Shabir, whom you have called to your near presence. Though he is absent from us, Father, we believe that he is present forever in your presence. Father, we ask your blessings upon this game to be played and upon both the players of both the teams. May they enter into this friendly rivalry with much respect and keeping the qualities of both the colleges. Bless all of us, and especially the players, Father, watch over the game and keep them safe from harm and danger and injuries. All these prayers we make in and through Christ Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 46th Canon RS Sarum Shield Encounter between St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia and Trinity College, Kandy. This year, Trinity will be defending the shield while St. Thomas's College try to close in on their gap. However, before we proceed any further, I bring to your attention the demise of our fellow schoolmate Shabir Rahman. He was a second 15 player who was to take to the field on this day. To all of us who remember him, he always had a gleaming smile across his face. He was what one would call the ideal gentle giant. Shabir was a hard-working sportsman, and he will be remembered throughout this season and throughout our lifetime. Please observe a moment of silence in remembrance of our dear friend Shabir Rahman. Please remain standing as we sing the school songs of St. Thomas's College and Trinity College.
The school songs have been sung, and I couldn't think of a more somber school song than Thomian Staunch and True. And this is the Thomian team card. Kavisha Lenagala, Zion Hamid, Sitil Pereira, Shalin Vanigasuriya, Akesh Fernando, Romit Vijayasinghe, Reshen Dwight, Nikhil Karunaratna, Venuka Vikramasuriya, Udan Bulat Sinhala. So not the captain, but his brother, Chamot Pereira, Chanut Ahaliagoda, Senishka Leonugunawardana, Jehan Jayasinghe and Akit Kure are the first 15. Jayasena, Ranjit Singh, Bopearachi, Pereira, Vanigasuriya, Udugama, Aluvihara, Kasturiarachi and Cameron will make up the bench for St. Thomas's.
Interesting setup for St. Thomas's, losing out majority of their front rows from last season. For Trinity, Senula Alexander, Yasiru Aryavansa, Dilshad Thomas, experience in that front row. Menro Vijay and Akash Fernando, Nisit Kumar Singh, Ravindra Keshan and Tisanga Disanaik, one of the co-vice captains at number 8 for Trinity. Udana Vijay Kohn making his debut at Trinity. Sean Altaf gets to keep his number 10 jumper. Udisha Ratnaika and Murad Raizan in the wings for Trinity, and the centre combination are going to be Usman Safras and Anuhas Kodituak, the skipper. Yavan Hulangabo will be the last man. The replacements for Trinity College: Watagadera Satish Kumar Silva, Piris, Vijay Ratna Abdeen, Vaniga Singh Yadahige, Vijay Siri and Nimnet making up the squad.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a big matchup, especially without Yahan Bulat Singalage in the side for St. Thomas's. They will have to play their hearts out. As we look out the Hantana Mountains, perhaps. Not my geography of this particular area is not so good. Sudarshan is shaking his head. But the crackers have come out, and that's an unfortunate tradition in this school's rugby season. We saw many of them yesterday at Havelock Park as well, and now at Pallekele. Not sure whether the school's rugby teams get a discount on their firecrackers, but it's really not something that we should be encouraging in crowded spaces. Ishanka Abekun will be the referee for today's Canon RS Tisanam Trophy game, and he will have a match, a very intense match to officiate today. Chamika Nimanta will be the first assistant, and Charani Lianage, who blew the second 15 game, will be his second assistant referee. So good luck to the officials. So an excellent performance yesterday from Gihan Yatavara and his team with the Arthur versus St. Joseph's. And just being a reminder that who won the toss, and Sean Altaf looks a little bemused, but Venuka Vikramasuriya will take the ball instead. And looks like the skippers may have forgotten what they told the referee at the toss. And this sort of thing does happen.
Shanaka, I'm not surprised. Both skippers may have tried to test the referee's memory bank.
Yes, I think the wind has picked up though since we last spoke to you. Since the weather card came on, the wind has picked up. Sudarshana, what is your prediction here? I'm not going to hold you to it, but what do you think is going to happen?
Well, honestly, Shanak, I think it's anyone's game, especially given that it's the season opener. It can go absolutely brilliant or horribly wrong for any of the two teams. So, hoping for a very good quality rugby from both the sides.
St. Thomas is kicking off this Canon RS Tisanam Trophy, taken easily by Aryavansa in the number 2 jersey for Trinity, and they pile into the first breakdown, and Sean Altaf will have his first sighter. Try to put him under pressure, but that's a lovely clearance from the young fly half. And here's a head of steam up for the big number 8, Karunaratna. And St. Thomas's have it, but flying up in defense, outstanding defense that time by Jayasinghe. And Trinity showing that they're not going to sacrifice any kind of line speed. Big bust up by Lenagala. It's one of the few experienced players from last year. And Vikramasuriya with the box kick. Finds a little bit of space, but Sean Altaf had got back nicely. Can't kick it out in the full, but there's a little bit of aerial ping pong, and Venuka Vikramasuriya is back there. And now numbers opening up, but St. Thomas is opting for the safety of touch and a good opening passage of play.
There's quite a bit of kicking coming in, making it very clear what the two teams are intending to do. They are not looking to play any rugby in their own house. They want to try and play the game aerially and also tactically on the opposition side.
not looking for the expansive stuff early on. Here's Leona Gunawardena, the stronger players in this Thomian backline. We're looking to get the ball in his hands as much as they can. And Venuka Vikramasuriya, who's one of the more experienced players in this Thomian lineup, they'll be wanting something to happen from the base. But first line out of the game. And that looked like it was crooked, and the wind that we talked about has just picked up from the left side of the field, SW, and that might have had a factor in that throw.
Yeah, it's more than the wind. If you replay that line out, you could see they were not ready with the call or for the look at that. Even before that, the jumpers are not ready for it, or the cord was not right for something. It's not the wind factor. I think it was a matter of nerves coming into the first line out.
Well, that's what we can expect in these first games. And the first line out followed immediately by the first scrum. So Alexander, Aryavansa and Thomas going up against Lenagala, Hamid and Pereira for St. Thomas's. Ironically, Thomas plays for Trinity. Karnaratna holds it at the back, and Vikramasuriya gives it away to Bulat Singalage, who drives it deep downfield. And it comes off the boot and falls straight into the hands of the Thomian winger. Back inside, and he's knocked it on. Oh dear, oh dear. Was not a good pass from Pereira to Kure. And one knock on, followed by another knock on. Who will the ball go to?
We can forgive you for thinking if you just joined in that we were that was a loud roar from the Thomian supporters. Brilliant opportunity, absolutely brilliant opportunity for St. Thomas's. Score against the runner play and get the heads forward here at Pallekele. But they'll have to make sure that they get their defensive act right from here.
Ball in both hands, Sudarshan. I can't say it often enough. Anuhas Kodituaku runs this one straight up to give Sean Altaf a little bit of an angle to clear from. And that's the skipper's first touch, and he will like that. He's won a penalty as well.
I would call it no safety first, but they know what they're doing. They're taking the ball up right up there, and the referee's call was not staying on their feet, going to ground early, and the thing has paid off for Trinity. But Trinity are very, very fortunate to have not been minus 7 points by now.
Good to see him back and in fine fettle, Sudarshana. Anuhas Kodituaku suffered a pretty bad hamstring injury at the Zahira Sevens, but he's back and he's looking like he means business.
He's a very, very important player for Trinity College. Anuhas Kodituaku in that center combination, and also the skipper on the side. A lot of the others feed off his ability to try and inspire the team. Yet again, Trinity going for number 6.
Lovely throw as well, a 5-man line out and going right to the back, and here's where they'll try and put some width on the ball. That's Disa Nayaka, who's standing in midfield and carries strongly over the gain line. Nice little shift from the big prop forward, Thomas, and now there's numbers. Anuhas Kodituaku draws and passes. Little kick coming in and coming back into the field of play and making sure he got there in time was Jayasinghe. Jayasinghe now trying to get away from the marker, but great chase down from Trinity. And unfortunately for Trinity, all they needed to do was let St. Thomas's clear it from there, but just a little bit of over-eagerness.
Absolutely, that's the word, Shanaka. Over-eagerness from Trinity. Did a lot of things right, and early in the game when it happens, when you have that overdose of testosterone around you, you can be a little over-eager and not wait that second or two to get the decision in your favor.
Well, we've seen 2 moments of that already in just the 6th moment of the game. Chamut Pereira, who had the try line beckoning and threw a pass to Kure, which was at his bootlaces. Can't blame the fullback for dropping that. And this time also we had Trinity, who had everything to do there and just couldn't secure an attacking position. And now they've given the line out away to St. Thomas's. It'll be their first throw-in. This has been an Achilles heel and continues to be one for the Thomians. Chasing back that time was Aryavansa, Alexander rather. And off the left foot, it's Vijay Kun who puts it up in the air. And a great chase and an even better pickup from Disanaika. Disanaika for the corner. This is Disanaika all the way. 2 drop balls, 1 almost a try, the second one no mistake.
Disanaika, the vice captain of Trinity College, number 8 on the wing, and does the work beautifully. Disanaika. That's a try that he'll like to keep looking at. Look at the pickup. Big friend comes in and has the speed to outrun a lock without a problem. That will lift him up, and he's a player that is absolutely crucial for Trinity College this season.
Yes, Shanika, so far what happened was Trinity made use of the white line off that ball, but St. Thomas couldn't make use of the white line, and they had a knock-on. But nevertheless, very opportunity strike. The fullback was nowhere near to the high ball. That's what happened. It went away from him. Maybe the wind factor once again. But nevertheless, Trinity sniffed it, scored it.
Yes, I think the wind did come into play. We said before that it didn't, but when Vijay Kuhn kicked that up, he was kicking it into the wind, which means the ball hangs in the air just at half a second longer. And that's a wonderful kick from the right-hand touchline as well. So Trinity starting this game with a real flourish.
Top stuff there from Trinity College because they were kicking against the wind. Hulangamu, the man converted that. And the try scorer Tisanga Disanaika. Beautiful kick because it wasn't an easy one. Kicking against the wind, and it was at a pretty much a difficult angle as the Thomians restart.
Bulat Singalage to restart, and must be quite a relief for Trinity College looking at the team sheet and not saying the captain on the pitch for St. Thomas's. Beautiful tackle again that time by Kumara Singh, who flew up on Karunaratne. Won't let him give him any space. Yes, Kure caught in possession by the winger Ratnaik, who converted that last try. Ball squirting out, and Vikramasuri under immediate pressure manages to stay in the field of play and needs someone to deputize. Liana Gudavardhana goes in. And now taken in by Hamid.
No, you lost the ball. Last foot, go back.
Taken up that time strongly by Pereira, the tight head for St. Thomas's. Flying into the tackle was Tisanka Disanaika, but still going is Seneka Liana Gunawardena. And right on the spot was referee Shankar Bekun and saw exactly what happened. There were hands in the ruck.
Again, that over-eagerness coming into play, Shanika, because he had the right to the ball, but he had to show enough space for the tackle player to release the ball. Trinity being a little over-eager. St. Thomas's would do well for themselves as they can suck in a couple of hard ones, settle down because it's very early in the game. And that's a brilliant way to get some momentum.
Well, that's an excellent kick, and they just need to stay in the right half of the pitch. Ever since they've kicked off, they haven't really been into the opposition 22, Sudarshana. And as you said, they just need to take a big deep breath and settle down. And of course for them as well, playing without their skipper, it's a big adjustment to make, and this man has stepped up so far in the early doors of this game. And you can see there Aryavansa not releasing the ball or releasing the tackled player. St. Thomas's will look to use their bulk here, but Trinity will not shy away from this forwards challenge, something both teams have enjoyed traditionally. Hamid takes it on with Dwight. Stepping is Bulat Singalage, comes back into the heavy traffic. 7 or 8 meters short of the line now, St. Thomas's. They can get a try back, that'll set the game up nicely. Good technique. Anuranga Valpola has drilled his charges. Omalka with the assistance, of course, of former Sri Lanka number 8, Omalka Gunaratne. Moving towards the post. They see the gap. Pereira dragged down 5 meters short. It's slow going, but they've moved from 8 meters short to 5 meters short. Here they go again. Trinity's fringe defense is standing firm. St. Thomas is going right to left. May need to think about changing that point of attack from left to right a little bit now. Vikramasuriya gives the pass away, coming back infield. Is Liana Gunawardena. Too upright from Hamid as he goes in. And it looks like there has been a tackle. Excellent defense from Trinity.
Massive defense by the Trinitans. Having had the Thomians had all that to work through. I think the number 10, Shanaka and Surashana, must make that call because they had more numbers on the right of his than the Trinity in the three-quarter line. But Trinity saw that and called for that defense. It was a bit too late. He should have just called for the ball out.
Just defensively as a team, early in the game, if you can bring on a performance like this and get your rhythm together when it comes to defensive work, that's going to be absolutely crucial. A blood bin replacement coming in.
That should be a temporary replacement. We've seen Silva going on. But an important scrum now for Silva to come on in because sacrificed one of your starters. Not easy to come in and play a big scrum early on, but St. Thomas's will look to get a shove on. As SW was saying before kickoff, it's only 1.5 meters that they can shove. Anuhas Koditoaku is the man given the responsibility of clearing this, and this time taken safely by Kure. Kure stepping in but losing his footing. St. Thomas's have got back to the 40-meter line. That was a good clearance from Anuhas Koditoaku.
No, first ball away. First ball away.
Vikramasuriya. Now St. Thomas's have to start again, except they have to start 35 meters back from where they were just a moment ago.
Not falling away.
Liana Gunawardena.
Knock on. Go back to the penalty advantage.
Looks like that ball is knocked forward, so come back for the penalty.
20 player that time was caught in the wrong position. You got to roll out either to north or to your west. The Thomians opting for 3 points earlier on. Wise decision from the Thomians because every time you come to your opposition half, and if you have a kicker who has that range, that's going to put Trinity on notice and will give your team a lot of confidence. His brother in the bench will be Bulat Singalaga's biggest supporter, Shanaka.
Well, if he's learned anything from his Ayya, I'm sure kicking is one of those things. And with the wind at his back, this is not a bad call at all. You can see it's absolutely the exact same run-up that he's got. See what it looks like off the tee. And no, it's just short. And Trinity smash it up the field. And this time Dwight puts it down but doesn't knock it on. No, he does.
Good pressure from the Trinity chaser. It's a golden advice, isn't it? Your kicks are only good as your chasers. And Trinity that time, Raizan, who was the chaser to that ball, putting the recipient under pressure. Dwight, normally very, very safe under the high ball.
Gentlemen, I hear this famous word, the name Dwight. Has anything got to do with Sean Dwight, the famous Thomian rugby player?
Son, SW. Sean's son. Sean is in the grandstand at the moment.
Use it.
And here's Trinity with a bit of space to play, but it looks very much... Oh, that's a beautiful collection as well that time, but St. Thomas's do well to turn this ball over. And now they get pushed out into touch it, so it wouldn't matter because it's Trinity ball.
Yes, I think despite not getting a lot of headway after he caught that ball, Trinity will be very happy that the winger managed to get into that space with the fly half opting to attack that. They had the pace to back it up, and also then when time came that he did not have support, he let that ball go and then put pressure on St. Thomas's Shanaka. Otherwise, it could have been a penalty going the way of Trinitians.
Absolutely great discipline from Trinity that time. A superb kick chase. And it's interesting to see, Sudarshana, that Fazil Marija, who is not a kicking player himself, has opted to play that kicking strategy, as Trinity unfortunately let themselves down with a unforced error, as we call them.
Yes, the forwards unit will not be very happy with that outcome, because they had done all the hard yards. But just the unforced error, a little bit of laziness coming and attacking that ball, making you lose the ball in a very promising space.
Yes, St. Thomas is very lucky that time. St. Thomas is being gifted a chance to clear. That's a wonderful kick from Bulat Singhalage, but waiting for it was Hulangamua. Hulangamua with a lovely little break. A half break, but let's see whether he can make it count. Nice ball movement from Trinity until the knock-on, of course, and here's Haliegoda, who's had plenty of running in this number 12 jersey. I've been calling him Liana Gunawardena, my apologies. And Pereira now, the prop forward, carries it up. Interfering with play was the retreating Trinity player, the lazy roller, if you can call him that. Referee Abekun allowing play to go on. But he's seen the penalty this time. And will have a little bit of a chat, I think, to Trinity's captain.
Just a penalty only. Next time, be careful.
Anuhas and Thomas getting a little bit of a lecture there, and just news from Colombo. St. Peter's 17-0 against Thurston. Royal and Kingswood 5 apiece at the moment. Wesley leading Zahira 3-0. Sipatana leading Sumangala 7-0. Dharmaraja and DS Senanayaka 0. All Trinity and St. Thomas is the game you're watching, and St. Anthony's leading Science College 7-0. What do you think that chat was about, Sudarshana?
Yes, that time the big prop forward. Again, a little bit of over-eagerness around the rocks. He was coming in from the sides, and some unchecked blows. It's a very animated character. Even now, just joining the line. Don't be surprised if he jumps in the middle of the two centers.
Hamid to throw in, plenty of movement for the Thomians, but not the intended target. But Vaniga Surya will gratefully grab this ball in the middle of that line out. Yes, Karuna Ratna. They hang on to him for dear life. That was a good tackle by the smaller player. And Bulat Singhalage realizes there's nothing happening outside him, so presents the ball for his forwards. Nice run again by Liana Gunawardena. Leaves the ball behind and picks it up again. Good discipline. St. Thomas's opt to take it on through the forwards. And not sure about that body position from Arya Vansa. Vikramasuriya cutting back infield is Liana Gunawardena. Really strong running from the young centre. Was used as a replacement last year, but showing that he's very much first 15 material so far. Trinity's defense was excellent the last time it was tested, but it looked like they might have fatigued a bit since then in the 20th minute of the game. And St. Thomas is almost on the mark. Can they reach out? Dwight did well to hold back, and the big prop that time. And now it's almost on the line this time. Yes, the try is scored. He scored under the post. It looks like it's Pereira who comes away with the try. From 2 meters away, Sudarshana, you were not going to take this ball away from him.
There's the big unit making sure that he gets across the line for St. Thomas's. Perseverance from the forwards. Take a look at this. The big prop, Pereira, knew exactly where the line was, and no one was going to stop that forward going for the line. St. Thomas's 5 points to 7 under the post try. Can equalize, and this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Thomians. 20 minutes on the clock.
So it's pretty clear what Trinity are trying to do. Trinity are making sure that when they're against the wind, they're just playing for field position and making sure they don't tire themselves out too much. It's like Bulat Singalage has missed that one.
Pressure coming in for the young lad. Very, very able kicker, Bulat Singalage, just like his brother. Did not manage to get the regulation 2 points, but he'll shake it off. Plenty of more responsibilities on his shoulder, Shanaka. With the absence of his brother, a lot of the clearing duties are also on Bulat Singalage.
Well, Trinity making sure that they let him know what they thought about that missed conversion, getting under his skin, and this is where the maturity will come to play. And that's good from the young lad. Catches the ball immediately and smacks it onto the roof. Lovely clearance from Bulat Singalage.
Yes, a very good touch find at that. Bringing play up to the 50-meter mark. Brilliant stuff. Giving yourself those extra couple of seconds to breathe and then refocus on the game.
Talking about the ball going on the roof, is it? Somebody told me there are about 10 balls on the roof. If somebody could climb it, I'm sure they can make some money. A quick buck.
Well, quick bucks are what this economy is based on in Sri Lanka nowadays. And St. Thomas's returning the favour and managing to steal a line out. So that won't please the forwards coaches. Beautifully read by Anuhas Kodituaku. The pass was floated, but Liana Gunawardena needed to leave the ball behind before he got up.
Yes, he was still held when he got up with the ball. If he had released the ball while he was held and then got up, that would have been completely legal. But very good read by Anuhas Kodituaku. Lovely line speed as well. He timed it to perfection.
I can grow about something about the Trinity team. It has been their line defense. They move up so fast and clearing all that, making those tackles. And that's been a plus point so far with the Trinity team.
Thought that penalty might have been just a little bit harsh. Sudarshana was onto his feet, didn't really go to ground. He did a somersault. And this time it's Hulangamua lining this one up.
Yeah, Shanaka, the question there will be, was it a tackle? That's the question.
Absolutely. Did he go to ground or did he just do a little bit of a cartwheel and was he up on his feet? Well, these are points for the likes of SW and myself to debate somewhere else. But the fact is that the penalty was given and it's a 40 meters plus kick for young Hulangamua. Strikes it beautifully. And it looks like there might have been a knock-on there. Oh dear, oh dear. Kure has knocked the ball on twice. They might be very, very costly.
Yes, ideal position to have a scrum for Trinity. Options on both sides as well. And then when your opposition has just felt that sting of one of them losing the ball forward deep in the in goal, it's going to be a difficult one to try and muster up that courage to try and defend your line. You got to marshal both sides. Will the number 8 break? Look for his second score.
Well, it looks like he's going to get it. Yes, he is. Oh, just short of the line, says referee, but he's going to have a chat to his assistant. For me, it looked like he got over, but his body language doesn't look too convincing. There was no doubt that Tisanga Disanaika was going off the back of that, Sudarshana. No doubt in my mind at all. Certainly no doubt in his. It looks like it's been a knock-on call by the assistant referee on the far side, who had his eyes firmly on the action there. And St. Thomas's live to breathe another day.
It'll be good to see a replay on that, Shanaka.
Coach.
Not sure they've got the camera angle on that particular side, SW.
Steady. All in, all in.
Exit is going to be absolutely crucial for St. Thomas's from here.
Nice low drive, that's sensible kicking from Bulat Singalage.
Very good option taken. Here's another look at that try. I thought Tisanga maybe was just a fraction short there. Loses. Did he ground that ball? The only person who could have seen that very clearly is the assistant referee who made the call. He said he lost the ball forward.
Well, the telltale sign is Tisanga Disanaika himself. When he got up, he didn't look like he had scored the try. This time it's Trinity with a full line out. Might look for a driving maul this time around. Let's go to the back. Beautifully taken that time by Kumara Singha. Trinity going on the short side.
Back, last foot. Release. No.
Vijay Kun, Altaf leaves it nicely hanging for.
No, rock.
Inside the 22 go Trinity. They'll be looking to do to St. Thomas's what they did, what was done to them at the other end, but again an unforced error.
Ball handling discipline with the forwards has been a little sketchy. Mistakes coming in at times and positions where they have a lot of opportunity to try and execute something. The Trinity forwards there took his eyes off the ball a little too early.
Coach.
Bit of friendly fire there. Foot getting in the way. But the Thomian tied 5, the young Thomian tied 5. It's only Lavinia who's in his final year. Here's a little bit of space opening up for Haliagoda. Haliagoda looks for support and finds it. Beautiful chase down from Anuhas Kodituaku. Nicely picked up that time again by Haliagoda. And here goes Karunaratna. Here's St. Thomas's getting their tails up just before half-time. Beautifully cut down again by the fringe defense of Trinity. Liana Gunavardhana again. Little bit of space coming up on the fringes, and St. Thomas's not really picking it up. Trinity are a little bit sketchy, one man out. Bulat Singalege cut down, but now he manages to find his number 12. Not sure there was a clear release there. But referee allowing play to go on. The penalty coming, not rolling away. So just the battle of the breakdown. A little technical errors coming in from Trinity, Sudarshana. They're going half a second too early.
Is that something they will have to fix very soon? Because with the Thomians, they'll be happy to take those 3 points here. Go into half-time, 8 points to 7, if not more. Because even after having possession for a long time, here's what happened. I believe the second man who came in had the right to the ball there, Shanaka.
He was the tackle assist though, Sudarshana. That's my issue with that. he did have his hands on the man while he was going down. He needs to release and then come back in. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We can debate this till the cows come home. But Ishan Kabekun has decided that there was not enough daylight between the ball and the man. Fazil Marija will not be too concerned because he'll be with the wind in the second half. And because of this win, Sudarshana, 7-5 is still as good as 7-0 probably.
Yes, it's a fact that really does come into play, Shanaka. The only thing is, here at Pallekele, wind tends to change direction from time to time. The Tomians opting to go for 3 points and to try and get that confidence into Bulat Singalage. He missed out on the penalty conversion initially.
Well, this is an un-Pallekele-like reception for the away team's kicker. But it won't matter because Bulat Singalage pumps that one through as if to say, I hear you and I raise you my thundering kick.
Good stuff by the young man that would give him a lot of confidence. Sometimes it's just that one kick that needs to go through to give you the confidence that you need. And he's playing in a very pivotal position in number 10 and will look to do very well for the Tomians.
Well, that is a bit of a snooker ricochet that he's very lucky to get away with there. Just as you were singing his praises, he goes and lets us down. St. Thomas's have plenty of ball now, and that's something that Trinity will want to get their hands on. Raking kick down to the diagonal part of the field. Here's Raizan. Raizan finds Hulangamu. Hulangamu has been very good on the counter-attack so far. Some counter-attacking ball now available for Trinity. And that time it looks like the try scorer Pereira who has won the penalty. And just before half time, you can see a bit of a momentum shift, Sudarshan.
Absolutely. St. Thomas's realizing that they can't be too behind Trinity College. All they need to do is to try and play rugby in the correct part of the field. Every time they come to the opposition 22 or opposition 40, there are opportunities that come your way. Tomians now opting to make sure that they go even deeper into the opposition half, just outside the 22 meters. This is going to be an important line out in the context of the game.
Let's look at this again. Pereira. And he looks like he had rights to that ball, but now St. Thomas is just outside the 22. They've gone for a shortened 4-man line out. That's interesting thinking, which means that they've got some big heavy runners in the back line. Are they going to use them, or is this a decoy?
Watch out for the runner coming in front, Shanaka.
Nicely done that time. Good movement. And Vikramasuriya. Oh, there's been a problem here. I think the referee is going to talk to his assistant. Oh, and he's going to his pocket as well. This is going to be an interesting moment in the game. See whether we can look at that. Hulangamua looks like the man who's going to go to the bin, and he looks like he knows exactly what he's done as well. Can't see him protesting too much. See whether we can catch it here. And that's the late tackle that they're looking for. And Venuka Vikramasuriya was the recipient of it. Yellow card. It's a soft yellow card to concede, isn't it, Sudarshan?
Very unfortunate that time. Again, a little over eagerness in there. trying to put your opposition under pressure, going a little overboard with it. Opportunity for St. Thomas's.
Trinity still have their scrum half on the field though, so that's something to talk about. Here's Haliaguda. Has to wrestle his way to the ground. Knees on the floor, so they've got to let go. Or has the referee called maul? He hasn't yet. Now Vikramasuriya, they're cutting back infield, and that one was taken through by Akesh Fernando. Haven't seen him with the ball in hand enough. Nice little step there from Manigasuriya, the lock forward, stepping like a back. Here's Fernando, Akesh Fernando. His uncle played in the league winning team. Last time St. Thomas's won that in 2000. But that time Liana Gunawardena just didn't let go. And great defense by Trinity. Too many rolls.
Good work by Trinity. They are man down. And most times they're not. When you get reduced to 14 men, you tend to play out of your skin, SW, and that's what Trinity is showcasing in defensively.
The sooner that Trinity gets to defend the number 13, I'm right, is the number right of St. Thomas's, the better it's going to be. He's bringing a lot of in-holes there. As he approaches half-time, it's St. Thomas's in front by 1 point on Pallekele over Trinity. 8 points to 7 in the Canon R. Shield.
Well, that's a moral victory for the Thomians as Koritoaku opts to tap that kick and put it into touch to bring the half to an end, which means that St. Thomas's will start that second half with a man down as well. And that brings us to half-time. And it's a 1 point game here in Pallekele. St. Thomas's 8, Trinity 7. And the two Trinitians in the commentary box are looking a little glummer than they were 35 minutes ago. Seen a couple of Amanda Bank tries as well.
Dialog Schools Rugby League.
But the Thomian section looks like they can't believe what they're seeing. Shan Altaf, with the wind at his back now, will wait for referee Shankar Bekun to restart the Canon RSC Serum Trophy second half. Immediately thumped up the field and into the hands of the danger man and the try scorer Disanayaka. Dwight tries to go in after the ball but shows good discipline to leave it behind. Good tackle that time by Chamod Pereira, flying up in defense. And here's Usman. Trinity still with the yellow card. The Ulangamua is not on the pitch. Aryavansa making the sensible decision to hold on to that ball. That one's been charged down and falls into the hands of Pereira, who's found the ball quite a few times in this half. Another good kick that time by Bulat Singhal again. And Chamod Pereira does really well. Chamod Pereira does really well there to put the ball onto a handkerchief and to try and win the line out.
Absolutely great discipline shown, waiting for the man to touch the ground, got his timing right, and that time used the white line as an extra defender to defend that ball. St. Thomas's now in a very promising area, need to get over the Achilles heel of the line of Wolves returning.
And that was nicely won that time by Trinity, and Shan Altaf goes around the corner and puts in a beautiful kick. I have to say, what a fantastic kick that was, threading it down the touchline. Brilliant line-out win that time by Vijay Kuhn as well, and Trinity's chase is on the money. And that was a beautiful bit of play from Trinity. You can see that they've been fired up, Sudarshan, at half-time.
There's Trinity coming in with intent, wanting to make sure that they get the first score of this second half. That 1 point which is separating them and St. Thomas's, they don't like it. They want to try and get in front.
Good start to the half, and what a kick from Anuhas Kodituaku. Kure tried his best to try and tap that back into the field of play, and here's where we see Kodituaku moving out of the way really quickly, and even though the support was there, hands on the ball, and that was good stuff. And here are the two heads of the schools, Father Aralia and Father Mark Bilimoria, the principal and warden respectively of Trinity and St. Thomas's. And now Trinity have a chance. And that ball goes over the top, and Dwight now will try to run it out of his 22. Will need some support, and St. Thomas's pile into that breakdown gratefully. And Menuka Vikramasuriya looks for the open spaces and does well. Does Liana Gunawardena to come away with that ball. There was absolutely no space. He had no business coming away with that, and nicely stepping was Jayasinghe on the left side wing wearing number 14. And here's Pereira, the try scorer. Venuka Vikramasuriya might look for the box kick again. Instead, he looks for his fly half. Lovely running from Liana Gunawardena again, and that's a second roll. Again, might be a little harsh, I thought, because there was no one competing over the ball, but referee Ishan Kabekon has been consistent on that. Anuranga Walpola having a little bit of a debate on the touchlines, but telling Liana Gunawardena to play to the whistle. There he goes, and yes, didn't need to do that second roll. And now Trinity have numbers over on the side. Good tackle to bring him down inside the 22. It was Ratnayaka who was flying in, but two penalties in a row now, and the Thomians will have to be careful. So Trinity now with their tails up. Once they get Hulangamua back, they will be very happy, because they haven't allowed too much to happen in this yellow card period.
Yeah, no, talking about the not releasing the ball off that tackle. I think he had two double movements. As Trinity took a quick tap, surprise, he should have offloaded the ball to the winger who's on the touchline or inside. But nevertheless, there's a penalty that was given, and Trinity will happily accept that penalty. Has gone into the corner for a line out.
Referee Ishank Abekun is giving these breakdown boys absolutely no respite. Even if their knee touches a blade of grass, he's making sure that he blows up, and that's why we've seen some nice fast attacking rugby. It's a crucial line out now.
Having said that, Trinity must win their lineouts. They won it this time.
Vijay Kun, it's dragged down, and referee says no, it's piled up, and oh, that's good defense from the Thomians. It was just a little bit too much of a drive, too fast, too soon.
And not controlled there by Trinity College. So Thomians managing to hold on to it. Take a look at this. The setup is not great. There is your bind's not tight, so chances are you will not be able to travel for longer strong as one unit, because your initial bind was not tight enough.
And if you saw that replay, Sudarshana, they didn't protect the ball. The ball was on top of the player securing that, and that's just basic stuff. And the Thomian could just reach over and make sure he got his hands on the ball, and once that happens, that's the end of them all.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's get on to the bigger picture, Shanaka. There was a line out in the corner here on the right flank of Trinity's attacking side. They lost that line out, and that was another good position to get something on the board. Now another crucial line out on the other side. On parallel on the opposite side, they lose that line out too. I mean, you got to win your line outs and have your tactics or whatever you are going to do. That should be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, you will never go over the white line.
Looks like Hamid is done for the day. It's a good 43 minutes that he's put in. Good shift. And we've seen 3 represents being made in the forward pack. Udugama and Alavihara have gone in. I'll tell you who the third one was in a moment. So a fresh couple of pairs of legs for St. Thomas's in that forward pack. Bulak Singalage manages to make a decent contact this time. He's had a couple of grubbers, so it's been a mixed bag from him, but when it's counted, he stepped up.
Yeah, terrific stuff from Hulagabo. I beg your pardon, Bulak Singalage on the opposite side of the field as well. In the 9 minutes of the second half, that low grubber looking kick that he opted for, that was the only space he had, Shanaka. So stepping into big shoes, his brother's shoes, but doing it very well.
Udugama trying to put a bit of pressure on the line out, but Vijay Kun was excellent this time as well. And now a little bit of space, and Shan Altaf with the drop goal, and it's good. It's his home ground, he's got the wind at his back, and he knows what he's doing, does Shan Altaf. We've seen a couple of drop goals here in crucial moments, Sudarshana, and now we're going to see another cracker of a cannon.
Shan Altaf, footballer himself, knows to shine in moments like this. Makes up his mind. Take a look at it. From the moment he made that contact, he knew straight away that he hit goal, and with that kick, Trinity coming in front, 10 points to 8.
I think it took referee Abekun by surprise more than anyone else. He had to sprint to make sure he got a good sight of that ball. And now Trinity will still play field position, knowing that they have the wind at their back. And that time it's Bulat Singalage who puts it downfield to the man who just scored that drop. It's been a bit of an exchange of kicks, and that time it's Kure who thumps this forward, Altaf. But he manages to evade the tackle. And this time it's Kasturi Arachi who's gone in to effect the chase. Ball is bouncing dangerously, and Karunaratne eventually is very lucky that the Trinity chasers weren't there half a second faster. And Venuka Vikramasuriya has no option but to clear from the base, manages to find some grass, and Koditu Akko, who's been really good, thumps into Jayasinghe, who comes away second best, but Trinity skipper can't go much further. Tackle made. It's helter-skelter stuff at the moment, with kicks being charged down, players falling all over the place. Udugama does well to commando crawl his way out of there, but not well enough, as Dwight finds himself on the wrong side of the referee's whistle again.
Helter-skelter stuff by both the teams. Both teams looking to play for that territorial advantage, Shanaka, and making it interesting because they have the chases to back that up as well. So it's not aimless kicking, which is why everyone's enjoying this. Shan Altaf now a couple of times have been charged down. He'll have that at the back of his mind every time he has to clear from close quarters.
Usman was the man who carried that up, and unfortunately for them it was Udugama managed to get out of the way, but Dwight found himself over the ball, off his feet, and it was good work from the Thomian pack to make it look even worse than it was. The Trinity pack, I should say. Important line out now, and that one is overthrown once again, straight into the hands of Karunaratne. Vijay Kun has to make a tackle on him, and now the penalty goes the opposite way. Hands on the floor. And it looks like there was a bit of a flare up there. Nothing in it though.
Flare-ups are going to be absolutely normal as long as they don't overspill. Very physical game this. 10 points to 8. Good battle between the two teams, and St. Thomas's have a decision to make. Are they going to go for 3 points from this distance? We'll have to wait and see, because Bulat Singalage might trust his range.
It looks like he's confident.
Young Altaf learning the tricks of the trade very early. A little pat on the tummy of the referee as well just before he leaves. As cunning as you get when it comes to the rugby field, the fly-outs.
Rakesh Fernando is now the stand-in captain. And he and Anuhas Kodituaku have been given a couple of talkings too. But SW, do you anticipate when a game is boiling over as a referee, and do you calm it down before it happens, or how do you advise, or do you react to what's happening?
No, I think you got to start it, calm it down before, without even trying to use your anything. Just smile a bit and to understand and know that, you can read the game. And at the beginning itself, if you understand and calm things down by a smile or a joke, something, so that they are all tensed up. The boys have been pressurized so much by the old boys to win the match.
That's a technical penalty, and Pereira wanted to take it at the front, which is perfectly entitled to do, but you've got to allow the ball to travel 5 meters. So the hands were in front, Pereira's hands were in front of that 5 meter line. If you can see that again, we'll show you exactly why referee Shankar Bekun is spot on there.
She had to take that one step to make sure that his hands were inside the 5 meters, outside the 5 meters rather. Trinity with the scrum inside the 22, need to get the exit right from here.
Altaf with not a lot of angle, and nicely taken that time by Kure. Kure with a lovely little step, 3 lovely little steps there. And you can see why he's in that number 15 jersey. He's got a bit on him. Good tackle that time by Thomas. And Karuna Ratna making a few dents, but not finding enough yardage. He's a big man, but needs a little bit of a burst of speed. Excellent tackle by Arya Vansa there as well on his opposite. And here's Bulat Singalage. Looks for Kure. Manages to get the ball away, but it's not an accurate pass. And Jayasinghe has to watch it dribble into touch, but St. Thomas's and Trinity both looking to play rugby here.
Yeah, law on that on the free kick, on the law on the line out is the ball must travel 5 meters, and anyone who stops it from traveling 5 meters is penalized.
So it's just a couple of offloads that haven't gone right for St. Thomas's. Looks like the Trinitians are restored to their 15.
They wouldn't mind that too much, isn't it? The period that they spent without Ulangamuge only conceded the penalty, but have managed to get in front.
Passing back inside the 22, and Anuhas Kodituaku with a huge thump. Kure has to go all the way back and will not have much option but to kick. And he needs to chase as well. Here's Anuhas. He will know one route. And that's good work by Kure to get back and make that double tackle. Now Trinity with their tails up. You can hear the crowd egging on the home team. There's numbers. Nice little basketball pass over the top from Fernando. Ulangamu is still holding on, and that's beautifully done by Leona Gunawardena. Outstanding work by the young Thomian centre.
Well, for a second, Ulangamu had just come onto the field, could not make up his mind what he was going to do. Whether he was going to step inside and attack, or whether he was going to offload or wait for a runner to come. Looked like he was a little lost, and that couple of seconds was all what the Thomian defender needed. Helter-skelter play by Trinity, but amounting to nothing ultimately.
Well, I've just watched 1 and a bit games so far. And my goodness, it's been some entertaining stuff. Vidyartha St. Joseph's yesterday was superb. And this, the quality of the play has been maybe a little sketchy, but it has been an outstanding 50 minutes of rugby so far.
Yes, both teams willing to play, Shanaka, both teams willing to run. They're trying to keep ball in play. Yes, there has been a lot of kicking, but all that kicking has been pre-designed, pre-agreed, if you may, with some quality support coming in and chases coming in. As we look at some replacements, there's a birthday that we need to celebrate, Shanaka. SW's daughter, Hashna, celebrates her 25th birthday today. A very happy birthday to you from all of us in the combos.
Absolutely. Very happy birthday to you indeed, Ashna. And would you like to wish her from all the way across SW?
I did that many times now. Thank you, gentlemen.
Here's Vikramasuriya now with the ball to Bulat Singhal again. A little bit of a step outside and a cutout pass to Jayasinghe. Jayasinghe puts the fend in, but the defense is good from Trinity. Ratnayaka coming in, making the regulation tackle. Here's Karunaratne once again, but he's not had a lot of support, the number 8. Not had many offloading opportunities. And that's great work from the man who's just come on. That's Watagoda, the replacement. Superb work from him.
Jehan Watagoda straight away getting in on the act. Did beautifully well. You can have a massive carry, but if you're going to lose the ball to the opposite side, that's going to be very, very costly for your team. And Trinity pouncing on that opportunity. There was a kick charge. So the referee is going to penalize, not 10 meters. You cannot touch the kick again. Not receding 10 meters.
Got an absolute brain fade from St. Thomas's there. Here's a little kick put through by Altaf and it just goes over. And I think they will come back for the 10, not 10 penalty. And see a yellow card as well.
Absolutely cynical that time.
Don't know it was as cynical as it was silly.
Interesting to see. Was there a penalty given initially where the ball didn't go out and it was tapped and the player collected in front? Now my question is, if it's a penalty, was there a charge, a pre-charge by the Thomians? A pre-charge at the initial one where they couldn't find touch. The Thomians tapped the ball in and the Thomian player played in front of the ball. But were there Trinitians playing? Were there to play the ball? That's the question. Otherwise, there should be the knock-on first. But interestingly thing is to see whether there was a pre-charge on the penalty kick.
There definitely was a pre-charge, and which is why I thought that he moved the penalty to where the ball landed. But either way, St. Thomas's have just let themselves down. Lovely little burst, and that's the pass, and that's the try coming. Ratnayaka deserves this. He'll run all the way around and put in the flourishing dive for a Amana Bank try.
Terrific stuff. What he lets you is the quality of those passing and the players knowing exactly what to do, Shanaka. When there was opportunity for Altaf to try to step, he still opted to go to the outside. Hulangamo could have stepped inside, but they wanted to finish it just as they had done time and time again here at Pallekele. Trinity extending their lead. 15 points to 8 with the conversion to come. And they're opting to go with another lad who is shaken with that firecrackers going off, Shanaka. Absolutely unnecessary.
The conversion is good, and it's 22 points to 8, and 17 points to 8. And Trinity have pulled away comfortably during the yellow card period where St. Thomas has didn't manage to score, and during the yellow card, you have to make the other team pay.
That conversion was crucial, Shanaka. It would have remained 15-8, and if the Thomians had scored a goal, it would have been 15-all. So that 2 points coming crucial. The Thomians have to score twice to be in front.
So taking them beyond that one score cushion. And again, it was a completely silly mistake by St. Thomas's, charging that penalty and also trying to tap the ball in. That's something that you've got to practice, Sudarshana, and you've seen the likes of Cheslin Colby doing this. But it's not an easy skill to do, guys like Sevu Rees. But it is something that you really need to practice quite a bit before you attempt to do it in games. And Altaf with a lovely clearance that time, and that's a good restart. Oh, he's... was there one pass before? I think he's taken it back into the 22. There was one pass before Altaf kicked it. So that's an interesting exchange of mistakes. Do St. Thomas's have what it takes to bring themselves back into this game now? Not if they're not going to win the line out. Vijay Singh knocking that one on. So it continues to be a problem, Sudarshana. We've been talking about the Thomian line out for a couple of seasons now. And obviously it wasn't the coaching, which a lot of old boys thought it was, because even with the new coach, they can't win the line out.
Now they've gotten one of the greatest line-out operators in the past years in the club circuit as their head coach. So you would imagine that would sort the problem out.
Nicely taken that time, and trying to have a run was Chamod Pereira. Leaves the ball, presents it nicely, and that's great defensive play from Trinity, piling over it. Chamod Pereira just went into it and now has left his berth, and this is Trinity trying to get in, and yes, exactly what he does. Shan Altaf scores the try, settles the nerves, and that's the game.
I believe there's no try awarded yet. Shankar Bekun will want to check with the assistant referee if Shan Altaf got his hands on the ball, but from what I looked at, what I saw, that was a clean try as ever, and had all the confidence in Altaf, especially because he's a footballer. Ball control is something that you marvel as a footballer. So I would have expected him to maybe try and control it with his feet as we take a look at this.
Well, it's 2 tries coming from Vijay Kun's left foot box kick. He didn't touch it there. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knows how the rugby ball bounces, and Shan Altaf goes in for another Amana Bank try.
Fantastic comeback, because I saw the space and put the ball up in there, and there was a chase, and the ball bounced, and it bounced awkward. He didn't pick it up. The second one was good to him and said thank you very much. Coming back to the lineouts, about Thomian lineouts, Shanaka, Trinity lineouts are the same, but they struggled with the lineouts over the years. Even today, they lost 3 crucial lineouts where they should have had and controlled it.
That's converted as well. 24 points to 28 points. Trinity College in front, and what's beautiful about that previous try, Shanaka, it was the number 9 kicking it and the number 10 chasing from out wide. It was clearly planned. They knew exactly what they were doing, and beautiful execution by the 9-10 Parry.
And it was a vision more than anything else, Sudarshana, because I'd seen Chamod Pereira make that big run into the center of the field from his right-hand touchline. They knew he was on the floor, and Vijay Kun just managed to do a really good job of kicking it short as well. He didn't kick it too long. He kicked it just into the place that Pereira had vacated, and that was outstanding play.
I'll give you 100 out of Shanaka for that analysis. Fantastic. Spot on. That's what happened, really.
Here's Bulat Singalage now, and St. Thomas's need to get a move on if they are to get close and try to put themselves back into the reckoning in this game. It's advantage to Trinity, so a referee will play on, and Watagoda has come on and become an instant crowd favorite. Altaf now begging the team back. Bulat Singalage looks for his opposite number. There's Altaf and manages to find the safety of the touchline. Says enough is enough. We're in the lead, 24 points to 8. So let's just play safe.
Well, it has been the blueprint of Trinity. They haven't been wanting to play a lot of rugby in their own half. They played territorially well. And what they are looking to do is to make sure that you keep these Thomian forwards, the big units, keep getting them to run up and down the field. Now you're in the closing minutes of the game. You put on a mountain that may be a little too steep to climb for the Thomians. Just need to manage your game.
And that line out in complete shambles. Players not knowing where to stand. And now Trinity with their tails up. Kodituakku, Ratnayaka, the try scorer, runs straight into Papare, his opposite number. But now Trinity will try to make it look like a bit of shadow rugby. Big thump from Altaf. Looked like he might have been outside the 22, but the referee is kind to him. It was a touch and go whether Kure was inside or outside the 22.
Should be an interesting one, this. The Thomians take it quickly, go to the pocket to Bulat Singhalege. That's a satisfactory exit for the Thomians. Try and take a look at that replay again. On the mark, on the 22.
The experienced Thomian forwards. Let's look at Altaf thumping this one high and hard. He's using the wind with real aplomb. And he does really well. He catches it in the air and lands with his only foot behind the 22-meter line. Great work from Kure. I'm not sure how much of that was intentional. But
top stuff though. Brilliant stuff. He knew the moment he landed that he was inside 22 meters. Put his hand up straight away.
As you say in cricket, the line belongs to the umpire.
Yes, Trinity with another good line-out win at number 2. They haven't done anything spectacular. And lovely hands that time for the big Piris to have his first touch of the game. And fortunately, Vijay Kun can't exchange that intricate little pass.
Many trains in the wrong rail that time for Trinity. Going the opposite directions, they did not anticipate the pass. Has been the story, isn't it? When they had momentum, many a times Trinity have given away position with unforced errors coming in, which has costed them when it comes to the scoreboard. They'll be keeping an eye on another try, Shanaka, to get their bonus point. Past couple of seasons, Trinity have been unlucky not getting that second round berth, and sometimes it has been due to them not collecting those bonus points.
Certainly will. It's a very competitive league, I'm sure. And all the points you can get early, you need to go for. Altaf. And that's another very good kick. Outstanding kick. A little leg break that was.
It's going to be the first 50-22 of the game. Altaf have been trying this throughout without much success, but then when you have the wind at the back, it's a completely different story altogether.
Father Mark trying to keep a smile on his face. Father earlier trying to keep the smile off his. And Dwight just making a little bit of a nuisance of himself at the front of the line out. And when you look at the score of the second 15 game, SW, it's 78 points to 5. And it's since the replacements came on that S.Thomas have found themselves on the back foot. So it speaks a lot to the depth of this first 15 squad, because of the starting team held Trinity quite well.
Yeah, I know, I understand that. But at the same time, Shanaka, you got to understand the skipper is off with an injury to start the season off with. And then you have other niggling injuries going on with the squad. I know there's a young side. So hopefully they will go from strength to strength and take their learnings from the mistakes that they have made and improve the rugby.
It's an important point there, because standing skipper Fernando is an influential character, but he's a forward. So you need somebody who can put their hand up and control your back line. And Bulot Singalage has been doing a fine job at number 10. But when you have big centre pairings like that, you've got to keep them on a leash.
Leena Guravardhana, probably the most senior player in that back line. And he's also not the most experienced. Good work from Udugama there to win the ball back. But St. Thomas's now need to find something to do with the ball that they're winning back. They've got just 4 minutes to go and a couple of tries to score if they want to keep this competitive.
It's a problem, isn't it, when your line out does not function very well. It really hampers the momentum of your game.
Here's where the defense won the penalty back. Again, it was Leena Guravardhana going in. A couple more changes happening for both teams. For St. Thomas's, it's Pereira who goes on along with Dias. And, Trinity Sudarshana, you'll tell us who that was, who's coming off. I think it might have been Jayasinghe.
23.
Vanasinghe who goes on.
There's a lot to it to come in, even if you have to play 2 minutes, because that's winning the jersey, and that counts a lot. And for them to come on and say, okay, I'm a jersey winner, and let's get to the next step, keep my place.
Absolutely, SW. And another replacement coming on as well. Looks like it might be Nimneth who takes his place on the wing.
Some massive scores being put forward in Colombo. Pete Wright putting on a century, 100 points in L against Thurston College. Sahira Wesley won his close and still alive, 21 points to 7. Royal putting in a big performance against Kinsud, 60 points to 5 full time. DS Enanaika beating Dharmaraja 37-12. The Antonians are behind Science currently, 27 points to 14.
Jai Sen also coming on for St. Thomas's, and finally a line-out win for the Thomians, uncontested. Here's Jai Sena, but he's well tackled that time by Piris. And the penalty is coming straight in at the side and not rolling away. But Venuka Vikramasuriya needs to tap and go quickly here.
Momentarily, the Thomians looked like they were in shock that they actually won line-out.
They didn't know what to do with the good ball. But what's frustrating from a Thomian point of view, Sudarshana, is that they allowed Trinity back into the game through very, very avoidable mistakes. The line-out miss and also charging that penalty and the hash that they made on the touchline. They allowed Trinity back into the game when they were controlling it. So they'll chalk that down to experience, obviously, but that's where they've got to realize that they have led Trinity back, and it's not through good play that Trinity got back into this game.
One good thing that worked well for Trinity is that when they wanted to pounce on those opportunities, some of the individually big players really put their hand up, just like their line out.
Yes, that was another good line-out steal from the Trinitians. Altaf, under enormous pressure, manages to put this one into the hands of Dias. It's a big tackle. Well, I thought there was a lift, but I'm not sure it was a dangerous lift. Well, what we've got to look for is whether you're lifting the player's hips above his shoulders.
All you got to look is, Shani, was the tackle dangerous? That's what matters. Whether the law book can say anything, but was it dangerous? Let's see the replay. There he goes. Take him off on the field and bring his down. I would go with the referee's call.
Well, his legs did go a little higher than it looked immediately. There we do. We see Jayasinghe. And yes, he fell on his shoulder, which is why there's nothing more than a penalty. Dwight manages to get a fingertip to it. It's not a great ball, but Jayasinghe has recovered enough to make that run. And the penalty is good, and these Trinity lads, that was Silva,
who've come on are really playing to win their Rugby jersey.
Yeah, fired up. Knew that he had to make an impact. You're put in the last minute of the game, last couple of minutes of the game. You can't just be a passenger. You got to make sure that you stay a minute, 2, or even 30 seconds count, and doing just that.
Well, that's what coaches like to see, isn't it? Even if you come in for 2 minutes or 30 seconds or 10 seconds, you've got to make the most of that. Got to show that you want it. You might get 5 minutes in the next game. Sorry, I think we owe an apology to Ulangamua. It was Fernando who went to the bin. Fernando, the second row forward. And again, that's overthrown, and Venuka Vikramasuriya, who has been one of the few experienced players to stay on the pitch for St. Thomas's and create something, finds himself running at the Trinity defensive line, full of fresh legs. St. Thomas's will pick and go, but they'll need a little bit more than that. Vikramasuriya. Here's Ranjit Singh. Borrowing in, and that's Jayasena. Akash Fernando still going. Father captained Ananda. His uncle was celebrated front rower at St. Thomas's.
This is what the defensive coach of Trinity College would love to see.
And
giving it their all.
That's an unfortunate miss. Joel Cameron just dropping that ball at the last moment. It was a nice floated pass to him, but he was thinking about the step in before he caught the ball.
St. Thomas's ball. Should have been St. Thomas's ball. Yeah. Maybe they are knock on. But Trinity went out.
Knock on first. So looks for all money like this will be the last scrum of the game. And Tisanga Disanayaka set the ball rolling with the first Amana try of the game. Shan Altaf scored what looks like the last one. We've had a few good performances from the Trinity side. Anu has Kodituakku as well. It's been really good controlling the game. Here he is again. Stepping infield is the replacement. Vijay Siri. Altaf shows and goes. Little chip over the top. He's still going. Shan Altaf juggles. Can he get it away? He's playing some outstanding rugby, is Shan Altaf, and I think what was a difficult decision, Sudarshana, was made just a little bit easier with that little bit of magic. Oh, and Trinity knocked the ball on, unfortunately. But they will come back for the offside penalty.
Trinity need to be very, very patient and make sure that they score this. This is as important as the 3 tries they scored early. And I was just going to agree with you, Shanaka. Shanaka, you had into minds who we were going to adjudicate as the player of the match, but Shan Altaf really showcasing some skills to try and grab that, isn't it?
I think Vijay Kuhn has also been an unsung hero of this Trinity performance, and that's the try. It's an Amana back try for Fernando. The number 5 redeems himself. Really good work from the Trinity forwards. And it's not a rout, but it is a very, very convincing victory.
Fernando touching down. He'll be mighty pleased. First game for him in the Trinity jersey. And Trinity secure their bonus point. 29 points to 8. And here's a player of the match, Altaf, who's had a couple of kicks of his being charged down, but really matured into the game. And with that conversion going through by player of the match, Trinity retain the Canon RS Serum shield. They'll be mighty pleased, Shanaka, because the NS Walter is staying at home itself.
Absolutely, Sudarshana, congratulations to Trinity. What started off as a bit of a shaky performance ended up being a sublime performance in the end. And we can go back to Sean Altaf also at a crucial moment in the game when he put Trinity ahead with that drop goal. That's when they started believing in themselves. That's when they realized, yes, this game is there for the taking. And that really took the wind out of the sails of the Thomian team, who up to that point were in a position they didn't expect them to find themselves. And the cries of Trinity ring out across this Pallekele crowd, both on the terraces and at the grandstand. And the Canon RS Serum trophy stays in Pallekele, and at Mount Lavinia. There's they might want to see a photograph or two of it just to remind themselves what it looks like.
Bittersweet, isn't it, having an important trophy game like this at the season opener. This will really give a lot of confidence to Trinity College, having won their first trophy on their first game, and a very important one. And that the Canon Thomians, on the other hand, will be hoping that they can turn this one around. Never an easy feeling, isn't it, Shanaka? Traveling all the way up into the hills, going back home empty-handed, and when that's going to be your first game of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, Sudarshana. This young team will be wrecked, not just by the news that they've lost this game, but also by the fact that Jan Bulat Sinhalage was not able to play. And one really good positive factor is the fact that his younger brother had really stepped up and he was outstanding at fly half. Had a few shaky moments, but you've got to expect a guy who's come in at short notice to have those moments, and I thought he did really well for what he was asked. Liana Gunawardena also, I thought, was excellent in the centres, had made plenty of inroads, and towards the end there was a little bit of counter-attacking, and Venuka Vikramasuriya was, I thought, superb at number 9. But the Thomian forwards really need to step up, and they really need to show that they're not going to be taken a step back. And the line-out, which has been an Achilles heel for them for a good 3, 4, 5 years, really needs to get better. And they need to applaud this Trinity team that really deserve this Canon RS Serum trophy.
Yeah, Trinity, I think what went right for them, why they have a 31-point advantage here, is because they absolutely aced in their defensive strategy, Shanaka. Through their defending, they managed to make sure that St. Thomas's were kept at bay. 31 points to 8, the full-time score.
Trinity team and coaching staff will have some lemon puff in their dressing room. Here are the second half highlights. 24 points Sudarshana scored in this half, which was a really good return from the Trinity team, and that was the start of it with that drop goal.
Yes, the momentum shift was all Trinity needed to come on to their own. Lovely move. The backs coaches and the head coach Marija would have been absolutely delighted to see that unfolding like that, and then Sean Altaf gaining confidence little by little. This was just sublime. The 10-9 combining together, Altaf waiting for that favourable bounce. He won the third bounce, it's going to come up. I don't have to rush. And Trinity used 3 kickers for their conversions, and all 3 of them coming good. Is a brilliant news for many of them. And the final try scored by Fernando, redeeming himself, and the conversion was good as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Trinity in this second half.
Nice to see some old traditions still carrying on. Both teams in the huddle together, saying a bit of a prayer. And man of the match, Sean Altaf, number 10 for Trinity College, will lead both teams as this grandstand gives a rapturous round of applause to both teams who have entertained Sudarshana. It ended up being 31-8, but it didn't look like that for large periods of that game.
Oh, absolutely brilliant display of sportsmanship and also game awareness by both the teams. They looked for very industrial real estate at the back on both sides. They kicked well, they attacked well. That's why even though there was a lot of kicking in this game, Shanaka, it wasn't pointless kicking. There was some committed chasing behind it, so it was a very, very entertaining game, a good clean game, and where the referee could let the game flow, and that was very important for us to have that much of a free-flowing game across the 70 minutes.
Absolutely, and huge scores coming up from Colombo as well, with lots of big victory margins, and one here as well, as we see 39 points scored. Trinity winning the bonus point with 4 tries to 1 by St. Thomas's, 4 conversions as well, and 1 penalty put over by the Thomians from Bulat Sinhalage, and 1 drop goal which completely changed the complexion of the game when it was 7-8 in favor of the visiting team. And Shan Altaf, for some outstanding cool-headedness, gets the man of the match, the player of the match from us today in the Papare commentary box.
Yes, Shanak, it was entertaining rugby right through, but having said that, I think both teams need to set themselves up a bit more in the areas, because there was no pressure coming from both sides when the kicks were made. And coming back to the scores, we have a Centurion this week, St. Peter's getting 112 against Thurston. That must be a very mean machine to go get 112 points. And Royal not far behind, getting about 60-70 points against Kinsut.
Well, to put that in context, it's a lot more than our cricket team scored in the T20 World Cup. So, well done, both Royal and St. Peter's.
Royal got 62 points to 5. Shanaga, don't knock that, come on.
Well, it was well done by both of the teams, and that brings us to an end of our coverage here at the Pallekele Stadium. It's been an absolutely outstanding game of rugby to watch at a picturesque stadium, and the smiles that were missing from my 2 co-commentators at halftime are well and truly back, from Sudarshana Pires, S.W. Chang, the Papare crew, and myself, Shanak Amarasinghe, here from Pallekele. It's goodbye for now. Have a safe drive home.
That was good. Thank you, Shanak.